I'm kind of conflicted in making this video because I'll open this up with the actual news that we have received late last night. Montreal Canadiens forward Kirby Dach has officially deactivated his Instagram account. If you go out there and check it out, the account is no longer able to be found. And I would probably wage a bet that I can understand why he had that deactivated. You see, the Montreal Canadiens ended up losing Game 2 against the Tampa Bay Lightning in their first-round playoff series yesterday. And one, Kirby Dach, was a pretty big part in how they lost. Now, is it fair to blame the entirety of one hockey team's result on one guy? Maybe not. You can say, hey, they played a full 60 minutes, they played a few more minutes in overtime. At the end of the day, Montreal had XYZ amount of time to score and to take control and to win, and they didn't do that. That's fair, right? It's a team sport, it's hockey. But my oh my, did Kirby Dach mess up badly, which resulted in Tampa Bay scoring the overtime winner on behalf of J.J. Moser. Now, before we continue our conversation about Dach, what happened, the repercussions of what could be from this game, and what else we can see, I just want to say at the beginning of this video, I was watching Montreal-Tampa game number 2, and I planned to make a video about it. But the game ended up going to overtime, and I had other plans later in the night. I had my own floor hockey to attend, and I was like, all right, well, once the Canadiens and the Lightning game ends at around 7-ish, I'll be able to record a video quickly, get it out there, and then head over to my own physical activity, which starts at 7:30 on the dot. And the game went to overtime, so I was like, ah, darn it, man. They didn't score quickly like Juraj Slafkovsky did in Game 1. This one's actually dragging out for a while. So I ended up getting in my car, peacing out. I thought to myself there are 3 outcomes. Either 1, Montreal beats Tampa Bay, which would be awesome, and it would warrant a video. 2, Tampa Bay beats Montreal, which wouldn't really be so awesome, and look, I know my audience. I understand that the videos always get fewer views when Montreal loses. It's just always like that. Even in the playoffs, a lot of people don't really want to linger on what was, and they would prefer to just kind of turn off the screens and go to bed. I understand, y'all. At least that's what I think. Or the third option is the game actually goes the distance, and maybe it goes into quadruple overtime, and by the time my floor hockey ends, if the Canadiens and the Lightning game is still going on, then it's like, all right, well, I could have just played and had my fun and whatever. I didn't need to sit back and watch the entire Habs and Lightning game. I got things to do in my life. So 2 out of 3 options were warranting an immediate video that would have cut into my floor hockey. So I was like, okay, I can leave, just try to play, do what I can, and then if we have a video to make, we'll do it after. But as I was driving to the arena, I heard on Sportsnet 650 radio, oh hey, by the way guys, J.J. Moser scored for Tampa, so Montreal lost. And I was like, oh well, darn it. There goes the video topic. And upon coming home and actually reviewing the footage, taking a look at what happened in the first overtime and seeing why Montreal ended up losing, all fingers pointing to Kirby Dach here, man. A player who was brought back into the Montreal Canadiens lineup after missing an extended amount of time this season. Pinch me if you've heard this before, but Kirby Dach was not really the healthiest of guys this year. And in overtime, the guy does an absolutely boneheaded flip out, dump out of the puck, pushing it into the Lightning zone. It's so high, it's so far, and it ends up being icing. This is one of these plays where it's like, oh man, really? You're an NHL veteran at this point. You're 25 years old. You've played so many years in the league. You can't be giving up offensive opportunities to the other team on icings like that, especially when the guy's tired. Kirby Dach was gassed. He just wanted to clear it. He got it out. It was icing. And then the face-off in Montreal territory, Tampa Bay takes control. Dach, the guy who is forced to stay out there because it was icing, ends up chasing Moser, who tries to dance around the zone with the puck. He does so successfully. Dach swipes at him, he stumbles a bit, he gains his balance back, and then goes chasing again, but by the time he's able to get close by, Moser fires it, and it beats Jakub Dobeš. It's an overtime winner for Tampa Bay, and all fingers are pointing Kirby Dach's way. It's funny, the entire sentiment I've been seeing from Canadiens fans on all forms of social media, Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, and I would very much assume Instagram, they're all saying the same thing. This guy has to be benched. What's going on with this dude? He's not doing much on the ice, and what he does do is hurting the team. Get Joe Veleno in there for crying out loud. Get Brendan Gallagher back in here. Dach, for what it's worth, he's been lazy and kind of soft. At the very least, a guy like Joe Veleno would provide some more grit, or at least some more stability in the bottom six of the lineup. Brendan Gallagher can come in here and provide a spark on the wings. There were some Habs that had pretty good games, I would say. Philippe Deneau stood out in a good way. I think Jake Evans did as well. But you think about some of the other guys. I mean, Josh Anderson. He is providing so much value as a veteran, hard-nosed winger. He's bringing it. And we haven't really seen this quality level of play out of Anderson since maybe 2021. Kirby Dach, on the other hand, he's one of these guys that's just playing so replaceable hockey right now, and with the icing and the inevitable overtime goal for Tampa Bay, I couldn't imagine just what kind of messages this guy was getting on Instagram or in the replies of his own posts. I mean, for an NHL athlete to deactivate their IG page, obviously we understand that they're generally not going to do that without any reason. But Montreal Canadiens fans, look, I'm going to say it, we can be kind of nasty. Maybe I'm not accepted into that we, because I'm primarily a Vancouver Canucks fan, but let's be real, Montreal fans have some of the most passionate fans in the biz, and they don't settle for anything less than great. So when you see a play like that go down in overtime, when you see the Dach experiment fail like it has throughout the past few games, this is where you start to see some outrage. Bench this guy. Get him out of there. Joe Veleno, please, come on down. Brendan Gallagher, please, come on down. There were a lot of guys that actually played pretty all right in yesterday's game, but at the end of the day, it can be the mistake of one or two or three individuals that sink the team and give the L at the end of it all. And that's kind of what we had seen out of Kirby Dach last night. So, with all that said, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Dach experiment? Sorry to those that were waiting for a post-game video. I was kind of thinking, because by the time I got home, it was already so late. And I was like, bro, do I want to make a video about Montreal losing now? Like a full-on post-game video that's going to be uploaded at like 1:30, 2 a.m. Eastern time? Like, it's probably not ideal, so let's just wait till the morning, let cooler heads prevail, and try to get some bigger topics going on heading into the next few games worth of this series. I'll say this as well. If you had told me after 2 games of Montreal-Tampa that the series would be 1-1 heading back to Montreal, I think the majority of us fans would take that. It's just, you know, both of the games were in overtime, and the second one was lost off of a very preventable mistake. So with all that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Sorry to Kirby Dach for deactivating his Instagram, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say that he deserves more than what he has been given. He hasn't been good. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about the turnover, about the icing, about the play itself, and about Dach's potential spot in the lineup. Let me know in the comments all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Trolls 9, and bye.